At the Sharon Playhouse, it is opening night. It is, I can't believe there's only this show and another show left for the main season. But tonight is the opening night of Joseph the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. And I tell you what, you got some cast members obviously here and stuff, but also some ticket winners here that got their lunch from J.P. Gifford to come here tonight. So you're now well into the season, and this is the third big show.
It is the third big show, the fourth show, but the third big show.
I mean, you've done. I mean, explain what the difference is between this year's crowds and last year when you first took over here, because I just noticed a vibrancy around the building that's just amazing.
Well, I think I noticed it too as well, Marshall. What I think last year, since Robert and I were new, people weren't quite sure of who we were, what we were doing, would they like what we were doing, so we just tried to do our best, and I think it has paid off this year that people know that if they come to the Sharon Playhouse, they're going to have a nice time. The bar is lovely, the shows are nice, and like you said, the vibe is just really nice.
And more what I've heard from just people that have gone to the shows and got into the shows and come out of the shows, my brother included. My brother just moved back here from New Jersey, and he came out and he said, you know, when you're in there, you just totally lose the fact that you're in Sharon, Connecticut. You lose the fact that you're in a summer stock theater, and you just feel like you've walked out when you come out of it, like you've seen a Broadway show. I mean, and I've heard that from more than one person, not only my brother.
That is the biggest compliment I think we can get, and I can't tell you how that makes me feel, and I know Robert feels the same, and the whole staff, that we are striving to do our very best, and that it's being so well received, we just couldn't be happier.
Now, that you guys took over the Playhouse under when it was after it had a couple of rough years, but you've just brought in shows, and the people are turning up to see the shows. But more than that, what I like on your social media presence isn't only you guys, even though you guys are all over social media, but you see different cast members getting up, posting on social media. You get to know them ahead of the show.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, you could see Robert and me, shilling ourselves all over the place, but who wants to see that at this point? It's we have always found it best to get a cast member. They're fresh, they're excited to be here, or at least we hope they are, and they're going to be a good representation of the show, more than anybody else could be, because they're actually living it.
Now, what amazes me is when I see your video shots that you put out, and when I hear people talk about your lighting and your sound and the way the stage looks, and the costuming really just blows people away. I mean, it really is an unbelievable production that you put on, and I don't think people realize the amount of people behind the scenes that it takes to do that.
Oh, there's so many people. I mean, obviously, Robert and I and Wendy are working very hard to get these things done, but we couldn't do it without our wonderful tech director, Tom Sweats. He makes sure every one of these sets that you see in these shows fits, because we rent. This one we actually built, but we, Tom designed it, but the Beauty set and the Crazy For You set, they were for much larger stages, but you probably wouldn't know that unless you actually knew that, because they fit so beautifully on our stage.
Well, I just know that what makes it even more amazing, if anybody's ever... I acted on this stage in The Music Man, and the wings aren't big, it's not a huge stage, and to put on a performance that's all-encompassing like that, where the audience becomes involved, you just can't tell that it's... Honest to gosh, the way that it's put on, you can't tell that it's on a smaller stage when you're out in the audience. Yeah,
there are, as you know, so many returning patrons who come see the shows who know what it is backstage and who will look and go, where did you put everything? It's like, oh, it's magic. And with Beauty and the Beast, it was Disney magic. But Crazy For You, we had a car on stage. It came on stage, and it went off stage, and there were 4 or 5 buildings, and they moved around. And Beauty and the Beast, we had a castle filling half the stage. But when we didn't want to see it, we didn't see it.
So now let's talk about this. This show is going to run. Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat runs through August 25th. Then Nonsense will start, and that starts August 30th.
Yep. let's talk about this one, because that's why you're here tonight. We'll talk about Nonsense at the end of the month. No, it's going to be wonderful as well. This is an all-new, fresh production of Joseph. It's celebrating its anniversary, 50 years since it has been written. I can tell you, Marshall, I've been around 4 or 5 different productions of this show over the years, and not one of them has been the same. And that, I think, is one thing that people really love about this show is, let's go see Joseph. What is this company going to do with it? What are they not changing a word, not changing a lick of music, but what is the vibe going to be? What is the theme going to be? Is there a concept? And this show really lends itself to that. And we have a good one.
Well, what's great about this show, and I said it before, I had seen the show years ago. I mean, when it was on Broadway. And I didn't dislike it, but it didn't really do anything for me. But then years ago, Michael Berkeley brought it here, and I saw it, and I fell in love with it, and I saw it 2 other times because it just makes you feel so damn good.
Right. It's one of those shows. There are pastiche songs. There's really great Andrew Lloyd Webber, Tim Rice things going on. It's not heavy. It's an enjoyable. It moves quickly, and it is exciting. Oh, and in reference to, you just mentioned Michael Berkeley, on display in our lobby is the original Joseph coat from that 2003 production, loaned to us by Michael, and it's really beautiful, and we wanted to pay homage to that. One of our board members, as you know, Sarah Combs, who directed our production of Crazy for You, was the narrator in that production. So it's like old home week.
It's great. Well, all I could say is that, Alan, you and Robert have done an amazing job here. Can you believe that you're so far into the season already, or are you guys just so busy that you don't even recognize that?
All of the above. We actually do, because we're thinking about next year. And we still have, like you said, we have Joseph. We have Aladdin Kids that starts rehearsals for the little kids next week. We have Nonsense. Our Spotlight event is coming up in September. We are, I'm going to announce it to you right now. We are teaming with the Salisbury Sinfonetta again this year. We are doing a production of HMS Pinafore here at the Playhouse at the top of October.
I knew that simply because they actually are underwriting with us to promote that fact.
I was scooped.
You were scooped, but and that's a whole different show but it's still a lot of fun. I think that's one of the great things that you've done here is the shows you've brought. People really want to see again.
I think that's the key. I can't speak of the past because I was not here, but I do know from where I've worked before, where Robert has worked before, you got to give the people what they want, and this is obviously what this community wants. This isn't a resort town. We all know that. It's a weekender town and a residence town, and so it's a smaller group of people to pull from. So what do you want to see? What do they want to see? And that's what we're here to give them.
And also the experience, I think what you do with the youth theater to bring kids into, and also in your regular productions to bring in people that have been in productions throughout the area. Once again, the way you're melding it all together is the way I think this theater always was meant to be presented. I think
you're absolutely right, especially, like I said, because it's not a resort theater. It's not, every weekend there's new people. People want to see their friends. There is so much talent up here. We say this all the time, every time I talk to you, that there is so much talent. Why would I need to go anywhere else? Do I bring in certain people for certain things? Absolutely. And then fill it in with union professionals, non-union professionals, local professionals, and everybody in between.
I guess the thing that really amazes me is being involved with it is the tech aspect of it, the lighting and the sound. It's not that easy to do when you have that many people on a stage like that, and the lighting and everything like that, and every aspect of what you do, not only the dancing, not only the costumes and the acting, but right down to the things that people just don't think about when they sit in the seats, is really amazing. And I love what you do when you take pictures of the audience also and post it up there, because it just shows how engaged the audience is.
And well, we couldn't do it without them, honestly. I mean, the $20 nights that we have on Thursdays is a great success, but our audiences are filling up every night now, this season especially, because, again, I think people are happy and they want something to do, and they're happy to come here because they know they're going to get some quality and a bang for their buck, so to speak.
Well, it's Joseph the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat running through August 25th, 860-364-7469 or SharonPlayhouse.org. Alan, I caught him right after he has dinner and before he's getting ready to do more work. Thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you so much, Miles.